showtime! Woo! 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 Silent and profiling. Woo! It's live and in color. Woo!
Woo! Woo, brother. That's the I'm talking about, man. Yo, Mikey, I about lost my voice. But anyways, welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I'm your host, Tommy. With me is my co-host, Mr. Mikey, also known as the Apex Man. The Buffalo Bills won 24-20, and the defense stepped the fuck up, man. They stepped up. And that's what we were missing last season in the playoffs. This is exactly why we paid Von Miller to come to Buffalo. Huge sack at the end when it was most important. What we couldn't get done last season, the defense brung it. And, yeah, listen, it wasn't a perfect game offensively for the Buffalo Bills. I think we should have scored way more points than 24. But I'll take the win. Holding the Chiefs to 20 points. Listen, I predicted 41-21. I mean, I was close on the defensive side, but Mikey was upset during the game a little bit. How you feeling?
Still not happy with the offensive output. However,
Mackenzie.
I'm still extremely pissed off about the end of half situations with our coaches. But Von fucking Miller. This is why you pay the guy. Not only does he come up with the big sack to get him off the field to give Josh the ball back, he puts the pressure on that causes a bad throw that leads to the interception. The dude is a menace. He's the closer. It's what we were missing last year.
Yeah, 100%. Hold on real quick. Hold on. I'm trying to get to something real quick, guys, if I can get it. Keep going, Mikey, real quick.
Yeah, so we'll quickly look at this. Josh was 27 for 40 for 329, 3 touchdowns. And then Patrick Mahomes was 25 of 40 for 338 and 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. They did give Josh the fumble when he bounced it off of Mackenzie's face mask and he dropped it.
Yeah.
You know, so ultimately he did have 1 turnover. Devin Singletary, 17 for 85. Thank you very much, Dorsey. Run the rock. I loved it. I love seeing Singletary, Cook spelled him for 2 carries. That's the way it should be. Diggs, 10 for 148, a touchdown. Davis, 3 for 74, a touchdown. Knox, 3 for 37, a touchdown. Shakir, 1 for 14 on 2 targets. Why is he only getting 2 targets? He proved last week that he could be more reliable than Isaiah McKenzie.
Yeah,
because McKenzie, not only did he drop the one that bounced off his face mask, he dropped the touchdown in the end zone on 4th down.
Right. Yeah. Let's get to some comments real quick, Mikey, before we go to the rest of this. So Mike James coming in, only team that could beat the Bills is the Bills. Yes, I truly believe that. We're going to talk about that. Moss didn't play once because Moss didn't play. Mm-hmm. Moss was benched in this game. Interesting, right? But did we need him? Singletary played excellent. Let's see here. Diggs is amazing. Yes, Thomas, and I'm glad to see you, buddy. I listen, I know you're a tough critic on the Buffalo Bills, and I'm sure there's going to be some stuff that you still weren't happy with, and neither were we. But ultimately, we got the job done in a very close game, and it turned out to be the defense, not the offense, that closed the show, which is something that we've been, wondering if they could finally do it. If it can happen. And by the way, Mackenzie, Thomas, awful performance today. And I like Mackenzie, and I think he will bounce back from this, but that was awful across the board.
He almost played bad. Cost us the game.
Yeah, listen, we could have had at least, easily a touchdown, the one that he tripped over himself. And then we should have had a touchdown drive, and that first drive was beautiful. Everything was going right. Singletary was running the ball. I thought Dorsey was calling great calls. And it was like Mackenzie didn't even know that was the play call. It seemed like he was just like, I don't understand what he was thinking there. I have no idea, and I think maybe he didn't get the right play call there. But either way, man, I do mention, somebody mentioned Josh Allen, Air Allen 90. Dude, did you see the hurdle? And stayed on his feet, by the way, and kept running. That was freaking amazing. I mean, like, freaking amazing. Josh Allen is today's John Elway. Shit, better than, bro, he's bigger than John Elway. He could throw deeper than John Elway. He made some throws today that were unbelievable. That Dawson Knox throw, like, was up. Bro, I don't know many quarterbacks can do that, Mikey. Like, he just fit it there. Unbelievable, bro.
There's probably 3 or 4 guys in the league that can make some of the throws that were made today. And Tony Romo called it right. 2 of them were on the field today. You know, at the end of the day, you know, listen, there's going to be a lot made out about how hurt the defense was for Kansas City.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be a lot made about that. At the end of the day, our defense isn't full strength either. We'll probably meet up again in the playoffs when we're both healthier, and we'll see how this plays out. But at the end of the day, both our offenses were fine, and our defense made more plays than theirs at the end of the day. Don't take anything away from Kansas City. They're a fantastic team.
I agree.
Mahomes is an absolute stud, and he still made our defensive line look silly at times. But going in, I thought we were a better team. We were a deeper team.
Yeah.
And that showed today.
Yeah. I mean, listen. Let's be real, though. Even though we scored 24, we shot ourselves on our own foot, right? Again, in the red zone. Red zone. Terrible. Red zone. We should have never been trailing in this game. We had the lead. We should have had the lead the whole game, in my opinion. But either way, I will say this. Yeah, Zappy. Hey, by the way, Zappy played good today. You got to give him that 300 yards. Anyways, I'm not talking about the sorry ass Patriots, which they fucking won. Listen, the one thing me and Mikey complaining about during the game for the first, I would say 3 quarters almost, was the defense was not putting any pressure, no blitz packages versus Mahomes. And I thought, and I know I saw that they started actually doing that in the fourth quarter. They started putting a little bit more pressure on Mahomes, starting to get after him, sending Milano, sending Edmonds, Von Miller was getting to. There was just a lot going at Mahomes there. And if you see the end play there, he was under pressure and he made a mistake. And I called that. I told you, get a little pressure on him. He's going to try to play, which is fine. That's what Allen does too. Sometimes you got to try to make something out of nothing. And Teron Johnson made a great play. And by the way, if the refs were to screw us on that play at the end there and say it was, I would have been, I don't know if I could have done
lost
this podcast
your crap. You would have lost your crap.
I'd be in the hospital for like mental issues, bro. I'm serious because that like I don't know what I would have done there, but proper call. And by the way, how smart of Josh Allen at the end there to do the kind of like run around thing for dangerous as hell because anyone can swipe the ball. But
well, I mean, he had both arms on the ball. He was
I know, but still, I'm like,
well, I mean, they could have taken a cheap shot at him if they wanted.
Yeah, exactly, a cheap shot, right? But I'm like, damn, dude, just smart overall. By the way, Diggs, monster today, Diggs. And to your point earlier, Shakir should have been involved a little bit more, man. A little bit, like, come on, man, you got to start trusting him, Dorsey. I like McKenzie once again, but I feel like Shakir right now is a better option. I do. I hate to say it so early, but it's like I trust Shakir more than McKenzie right now in making a play. Like that shouldn't be, but it's the reality of it. And just like how Zach Moss did not play today is how it should be. If you're not performing on the field, and I'm not saying McKenzie shouldn't play. I'm just saying Shakir should get more reps than McKenzie on the offensive side of things. By the way, that was weird that Moss didn't play. I'm almost thinking like
they kept 3 tight ends on.
Yeah, was smart to block as well. By the way, Sweeney made a big play, wide open, but he still made it. Right? He caught it. I'm like, who the hell's it?
He also whipped the block. He also whipped the block on 4th down.
Yeah, and I thought Singletary ran beautiful today, except for there was one play I didn't like, which was at the end. He had the first down, and he cut it again. I don't know what he was thinking there.
I sent you a text on that one. If he just
I didn't even read. I was so laser focused. I read nothing Mikey was sending me at all for the whole fourth quarter. I think I don't know if I responded anything. I was late. I was so. My neighbors probably think I'm crazy. I don't know if you can hear my voice, but I'm rasp. Okay, I was screaming at the top of my lungs, and this is why I can't go live during the game. Because you're going to hear F this, F that. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, go ahead, Mikey.
I was losing it in here too, and you're not wrong. Matter of fact, me texting you during the game keeps me from screaming at my TV, and my wife thinking I'm a mental case.
Yeah, so, bro. Hey, what was Singletary's numbers, real quick? I mean, I think I got
Singletary was 17 carries, which I love that many carries.
Love
85 yards.
Yeah,
and then he had 4 catches for 22 yards, so he had 107 total yards.
He had a very good game, and we went away from him. We went away from him a little bit there at the end. We had Cook. We had Cook in there. I didn't understand the Cook thing. I'll be honest with you. Like, I just didn't get it unless it was like a breather thing or just a different look.
It had to have been. It was just because the ones Cook only touched the ball twice.
Right.
So when they brought him in on other things, I think they were just giving a show for something as they were running a different play. He was never actually. He never got the ball. He carried the ball 2 times for 8 yards. He had 0 targets today.
You know what's funny? I said, like, my prediction, I thought McKenzie would have got a touchdown, and I said Knox. I should have been right on both. Shakir should have had the damn touchdown, and Knox did have it. And I kind of felt like, did you not see, like, Knox on the sideline? It was, like, almost, I'm telling you, man, like, I think the brother thing, like, really, like, you could see, like, he's not himself, and I kind of feel like that was like a weight lifted off his shoulders getting that first touchdown. Kind of like, okay,
he also
you know what I mean?
Hurt.
The side of the knee looked really. We're talking about that play, right? When he got hit
when he got hit like in the hip knee area on that.
Oh, that looked really bad, dude. At first,
because he came in. He started with a hip, and then it went to a foot, and then it went to a hamstring.
It was good to see Benford back, by the way, come back in the game.
Oh, yes.
I was worried for a
little worried about Dane Jackson because I didn't see him again.
Hey, Jeff, no one circles the wagons like the Bills. Yes, sir. Are you new to the channel? If you are, appreciate you coming on, man.
Yes, and please like and subscribe. We always have to say that.
Yeah, and notification bell.
Yeah, and subscribe. We appreciate that.
Yeah, Ed coming in and Elam ripping the ball from Kelsey. Awesome. Yeah, listen, Kelsey is a beast, man. He's a tough guard. He is the best tight end in the league for a reason. He's
one
the
of the
man.
Better receivers, not even just
yes, exactly.
He's probably top 7 wide, receiving.
Yeah, he is a tough guard. I know my mind is all over the place and I keep switching because I'm just trying to everything right now is kind of coming like in my mind. So the Matt Milano play, I got to bring that one up too because that just popped in my head. The Matt Milano play where the field was wide open. It was like
towards the end when they flipped it out to the running back Pacheco.
Yes. I mean, if he doesn't make the play, it's either a touchdown or a shit ton of yards. The field was wide open. He was the only guy, and he barely got him. But it was a great tackle.
What? It reminded me very much of that same tackle he made on Lamar Jackson.
Yes. When he got beat, but he stayed in the play.
Yep.
To make the tackle
and brought him down.
Bro, it was
Milano
so huge.
Started out very soft. He didn't come through and he missed a couple wrong angles. He wasn't aggressive, but man, he got aggressive quick. And when who came to play today that was aggressive was Sharon Neal and also Tremaine Edmonds. Tremaine Edmonds was laying the wood on people when he was hitting them. What was it? Only 4.
Dude. Yeah, only 4
for Tommy.
I was so focused in, bro. I wasn't even looking at my beer at times. It was getting warm. I had to throw some away. I know beer is like a beer foul, but dude, I was focusing. But going back to
Milano.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, to Milano, man, he is so. Listen, the money we paid him, is a ripoff.
He's underpaid.
We're ripping him off. We are ripping Milano off. These are facts.
He's underpaid at $11 million a year.
Yes. And by the way, Poyer. I mean, isn't it so great to have him on the field? He's just
pay the man.
You have to. Yes, you got to figure it out, Bean. I want to tell you another guy that, I would hate to lose. I got to be honest, man. Gabriel Davis. I know he's still under a rookie deal, but you got to figure something out there too, man. It would be so tough to lose that guy because he is a star, bro. He's a star in the making. I'm telling you right now, he's a star in the making.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Question comes in and says, what did Davis have for yards? He was 3 for 74 and a touchdown.
Damn, 3 for 74. So what was he averaging there? 24.7.
Yep.
Remember, we always talk about we need a deep threat.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody ever mentioned Gabe Davis because Gabe Davis, when he first came here, he had good speed, averaged a good speed. But I'm telling you, this offseason, he shredded some fat, gained some muscle. You could tell he's faster and stronger, and he is the deep threat now. He is. It's not the fast McKenzie, right? It's not. It's Davis. Davis is the deep guy, and Stephon Diggs is the everything guy. He does it all, man. He does it all. You can't guard him one-on-one, bro. You just can't. Allen missed one, I believe, earlier in the red zone where Diggs was wide open, and I was like, "Oh, he had it." But anyways, let's go. Okay. I want to talk about some stuff.
Let's just go back real quick. Let's just go back really quick.
Yeah.
To the Milano and Edmonton.
Yeah.
Triggs comes in and says that Edmonds drives him crazy in coverage. Milano drives me crazy in coverage too. Here's the problem with the Bills defense and the way they run their scheme. They run it where they drop back into the zone. They don't read the receiver. They read the quarterback's eyes. And you can't do that against Mahomes because he's going to look one way and throw another. And we saw that multiple times today with Travis Kelce. So listen, although he does drive you crazy at times, Edmonds played a fantastic game today.
Yeah, I thought
both of them did.
I thought the whole defense
he's played so much better this year than he has in previous years in coverage. So very, very excited. Although I get that he can still, I was yelling, stop playing the quarterback's eyes and play the man with Kelce. You have to. If you notice at the end, they put Jordan Poyer on him, manned him up.
Yeah, I know. I saw. Yeah, that was smart. I'll tell you what, I still didn't mind if you saw, and I recommended, we both did, or at least I did. I don't remember you. But you saw a lot of Saran Neal tonight.
Yeah.
Now, Saran Neal, listen, I get that.
3rd and 17, you can't get
the third downs, right? And remember, I said I don't mind some holding if you're playing physical, but on 1st and 2nd down, not 3rd and 15. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like be smart about it. You know what I mean?
I didn't mind the holding on the one at the end where we got him off the field.
Didn't mind 5 yards
because it was a 5-yard penalty and the guy was going to run away from him.
Right, exactly.
It was a great.
That's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that's not a big. I'll take it all day. I think we held at the last drive. They had a 1st down. It was a 5-yard penalty. I was like, okay, cool. He was that we kind of got lucky because Mahomes missed the receiver going to the right there. I mean, that would have been a huge play right off the bat. But I do want to get let's backtrack. Let's go to the offense. I want to go back to offense because I kind of felt like that's where it kind of struggled a little bit tonight.
Yep.
Where we should have had more. So let's go with some of the bad, right, and some of the good, right? So let's start with Ken Dorsey's play calling. How do you feel about Dorsey tonight and his play calling?
Loved how we started. We were mixing it up. We were being very balanced. We weren't taking deep shots. Wasn't a huge fan of the trick little shovel pass at McKenzie because of the way we were marching. I thought we should have. We went then, and then we got a little pass happy, which I was okay with for the most part. We went away from the run. Then in the 3rd quarter, like we came out, we scored. We got a little predictable. Pass, run, pass. Run, pass, and it was and there wasn't any of the quick stuff out. We were trying to run this mid-tier stuff, and it felt like we fell into a funk in the mid-3rd quarter to the beginning of the 4th quarter, and then they found their rhythm again later in the 4th quarter. But other than that, I thought Dorsey was fine. He had to make some adjustments. It was a game within the game. If you look at how the defense was playing, it was zone pressure as a mix. So it was a chess match between Spags and Dorsey. Spags won some. Dorsey won the game at the end.
Yeah, I thought. Listen, I thought a lot of the plays the drives that stalled or didn't work were self-inflicted. So I'm not going to put that on Dorsey because that's the players. McKenzie can't trip over his own feet, right? That's a touchdown there. Come on, that's a touchdown. The play that was called, even though it was like I get it, a little little funsy ball there, whatever you want to call it.
I didn't like the play call.
Yeah, I didn't. You know why I didn't like it?
Open.
Yeah. What I didn't like and I'll agree with you on that. Some point is like, bro, Singletary was driving that whole drive,
right?
Like with gashing them. So why not? Like, why would you get like tricky there when it's worked the whole way down the field? But whatever. Either way, McKenzie's still. You got to pay attention.
Stopped.
Yes.
On that. We ran Singletary all the way down the field, and then we went 4 straight passes, which made 0 sense to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand that part. So that's a little on That's on Dorsey, the play calling.
Yep.
Though, like I said, I still give him I still thought he called a great game. And I will say this too. They were getting home at times with the blitz, right? And it seemed like we were kind of running out of answers at times. And it kind of, and I even texted you, I'm like, damn, it kind of seems like that Miami game all over. Like now we're starting to like, like we can't figure it out, right? And I thought he adjusted very well.
He did.
As the game went on. Gabe Davis right towards big touchdown right before the half. By the way, we'll get to the defense in a minute, but anyways, I guess I was just about to freak out
before
about
that drive before the half was so big. We went 98
huge.
yards in a minute.
98 yards.
In a minute something.
Yeah.
And we started backing ourselves up on the 2, and then it was just, third down, hits Gabe Davis.
Yeah.
By
the way,
then Steph Diggs.
Yeah. Total bullshit on the refs, by the way, on that tripping. Very obvious trip there on Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah.
Super, super obvious. It wasn't even like I saw Jordan Phillips do that one time. It was like, you could tell maybe he did it on purpose, but he like faked it out a little. He didn't make it look so bad, almost like he rolled.
I talked to a couple non-Bills fans, and they said that, they can understand the tripping. They felt that he was trying to. I'm like, we have a history with the guy doing that.
Right.
And so we look at it different than some of the other people. So, it could just be a Bills Mafia thing that feels that it was that big of tripping. Although Twitter was ablaze about the non-tripping call. So
I was pissed. I was pissed, dude, because at first I thought maybe Allen was just being like, not a baby, but just, pissed off, didn't work. And because sometimes Allen does that. But when I saw the replay, I'm like, bro, it's so obvious. He stuck his leg out. Like he purposely, there was nothing accidental about it. He put his leg out to kick him. There was the only way he was going down. Allen knows that. He was
going out the back door. He was going out the back door.
Yeah. So, but that's right, Beth. It's called karma. But offensively, let's keep back with the Dorsey call.
Okay.
So, Dorsey adjusted. That's something Dable struggled to do. I felt like Dorsey did that very well when Casey was bringing the blitz. Like I said, he adjusted with that. The things I didn't like was I felt like he went away from Singletary when that was working, and it kind of got Singletary out of a groove. I almost felt like, and I felt like it got the offensive line run blocking out of a groove, because when they love to run block, but once they start getting lax, they start pass blocking all the time. It's tough for them to get back in that cycle of run blocking. And I just felt like it just kind of got the whole offense out of the groove. And I don't know why, because I don't mind if it's not working. F it. Stop doing it. Go to the pass. Yeah. It is what it is. But if we're gashing them, why all of a sudden just done? I'm done.
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense. I don't get it.
And then to just try to randomly bring it back on a weird, it was a weird time of the game to try to bring it back.
Yeah, very weird time. And by then it was like, it just wasn't working. Like it was done by then. Like the running in the second half was really,
3rd and 2 and out of a shotgun. Like,
yeah. Another play that I loved, and I don't know if it was Ken Dorsey yet. I'm sure he called it, but it was the 4th and 1. Huge, by the way, because we don't get this, we lose the game, in my opinion. And they had Gabe Davis in motion, and Gabe Davis came behind
twice.
Yes.
They did it in the first quarter and then again later. I love that.
Yeah, love that call.
That was a Mike McDaniels. No, it was Shanahan. It was a Shanahan thing. They stole it from the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
Who did it last week?
Yeah. By the way, Chewy Quessenberry, Yes, big time. He played better
that's why you
than
go
Brown.
and pay to have. I don't think he played better than Brown.
I thought he did coming
I
out in
don't.
that. I thought he played very well. I thought Brown was getting beat
played well.
early.
He played. I don't think that. I don't think so. We can go back and look at it.
Mhm.
But Brown played better in the run game. I think Questenberry played better in the pass game.
Fair enough. I mean, I'll have to watch the tape again, but fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take your word for it.
But either way, they both played well enough for us to win.
Yeah.
So you know what? In the previous seasons, Brown goes down. We're
playing musical chairs. We're playing musical chairs again.
Yeah.
We're swapping everybody.
The fact that we had that guy in our back pocket to just plug right in and have our offense keep running. Credit to Brandon Bean.
Yeah, I agree.
And our O-line coach.
Isaiah Hodgins played, but I didn't see anything. Did he? I don't think he caught anything, did he? Or he had one. I think he had one catch, right? One catch early in the game. I think second quarter, first quarter, something like that. Late first quarter.
No, he had no catches, but he was in for some blocking. No.
Okay. I thought I saw him in there, but okay.
He was. It was a couple run plays early and he was in there blocking. He actually got no targets.
Wow. Okay. I could swear he caught it, but my mind was all over the place. So
yeah. You want to know why? Because it was early and we thought it was such a good drive. It just felt like he was a part of it because you kept seeing 16 in there and he was running routes and stuff, but he was never the target.
So I'm looking at the targets. Remember, I told you that I felt like Allen would spread the ball around in this game, and he did. I mean, Stephon Diggs 10, Gabe Davis 3, Knox 3, Singletary 4.
Those are catches.
Catches.
Targets.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Receptions, right? Targets are different. Yeah. So I'm just saying targets. So if you want to go targets, 13 for Diggs, 6 for Davis, 3 for Knox, 5 for Singletary, 3 for Gilliam, 2 for Shakir, 5 for McKenzie, who caught 2 for 9, and 1 for Sweeney, which made it was a big play, by the way, for Sweeney. But he spread the ball around.
How clutch Dawson Knox was to make that catch in the end zone.
Oh, dude, that was not an easy catch, bro.
To beat their best secondary defender, and Justin Reed. That's Tyrann Mathieu' replacement. You know.
Yeah, that was not only that. That was let me tell you. That was first of all, you have a defender jumping up, so it's kind of like blocking his view, right? The guy that almost tipped it. So you're already getting kind of blocked already from that guy, and then you got this guy draping you, and you gotta dive kind of for it and control the catch, knowing somebody's on top of you like that. Great catch, man. That goes to show you that Knox has been working really hard on his hands, because he wouldn't have made that catch a couple. Last season he did. He was starting to get better, but the season before that, woo.
Remember when they were saying how Bills couldn't win close games?
And we've won now 2 in a row.
Yeah, the 2 close games we've been in. You know what my favorite part about this game is, and we'll get to the defense next, is they lost with the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hands with a chance to do something. So no one can talk about, it's because Josh had the ball last and his, the defense wasn't all there. And, Patrick Mahomes had the ball, had a chance to do something and just couldn't do it. The Bills defense stepped up. It's my favorite part about the whole thing.
Yeah.
But all right, let's switch to the other side of the ball. We know Von Miller, and we talked about him. Someone who struggled today. Our boy in the secondary. Hamlin missed tackles, man.
He did.
He missed a few big ones.
Juju. Yeah, Juju had some huge plays that shouldn't have happened.
5 for 113 for Juju, and most of it was because of missed tackles.
Yeah, 100%. 100, 3 guys there. I mean, that's that right there is unacceptable. Like, you cannot have that happen. That's something that.
You're talking about the touchdown one? Because that was Teron Johnson, Dane Jackson, and Saran Neal all there to make the tackle, and all 3 of them missed.
Yeah, whiffed. Yeah, like you can't. But I will say this though. That doesn't happen much.
No,
to this Buffalo Bills defense. So you're going to have games where that might happen once in a blue moon, and they'll clean it up, Mikey. They will, because I don't see that happening like next week. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't happen much, and we held them to 20 points in total. I mean, what was What was their scoring in total, like per quarter, Mikey, if you have that pulled up?
They went 0 in the first because we both had 10 in the second. We both had 7 in the third. We beat them 7-3 in the fourth.
Yeah, I mean that's
we
very
good.
good.
We gave up 10 points in the second half to bring our total to 17 on the season.
Right.
Against probably the best offense we'll play this year.
100%. You know, the one thing about the defense, and I hope they learn something here. Like I do. I hope they learn something in the second half at least, that you can put pressure on Mahomes and he will make some mistakes. Like you cannot always fear him. Yes, he is dynamic. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, right? But you also can't be afraid. You got to take chances. You got to blitz him here and there. You got to roll with that. And I felt like Frazier, to his credit, in the second half, he changed that up and put some pressure on Mahomes. And that's what forced a turnover at the end. That's what held him to field goal at the end there. You know, if we didn't have some bonehead plays in the second half on third downs, we might have had more stops on the Chiefs defense, on the Chiefs offense tonight. We just made some really bad decisions there in the on third downs tonight. Long third downs too. 3rd and 13, 3rd and 9. Like giving up plays like that is you can't do that against the Chiefs team. They will shred you apart, man. But I felt like the second half was just the tale of two halves for the defense. Because I was worried. Because if you really look at the score, Mikey, in the start, right? So halftime, it was what? What was the score at halftime? 17-17, correct?
10-10 at halftime.
10-10, I'm sorry. 10-10 at halftime. Yeah. Last year at the championship game was 14-14, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was tied. Yeah. So same thing, except our defense melted down in the second half. Totally went away. I felt like the defense played good in the championship game. First half, totally took a shit in the bed the second half, right? Kansas City, they changed they adjusted. Frazier and McDermott didn't. We played scare ball all night and they just picked us apart. This game here, I felt like the second half defense adjusted. And I felt like the Chiefs, you know, they played good, but not good enough when it counted. And that was down the stretch. Von Miller with a huge sack once again. And Teron Johnson, Mikey.
Teron Johnson struggled for most of the game, but boy, did he come up clutch when we
in
needed
a big
him
moment, right? And he's done that a few times for this team, right? Baltimore Ravens in the championship game. So, man, I just feel like overall, though, to hold the Chiefs to a 20-point game in Arrowhead, this wasn't in Buffalo, and tough place to play. And by the way, I saw some Bills fans, but that was loaded with Chiefs fans. So it wasn't like a typical road game.
No, it was definitely a big Chiefs thing.
Right.
Just quickly, Chewy's asking for an injury update on Dane. Banged up Bills put out Dane Jackson with Stinger. He was cleared to return to the game. I don't think he did, but he was cleared to return. Spencer Brown with a right ankle injury ruled out, and he's in a walking boot. Yeah, and Benford, obviously, he hurt his hand. But he was able to return.
Yeah, so I have a feeling Brown might be out a couple weeks.
But Dr.
Luckily,
Tremble.
Luckily, the bye
from
week.
Dr. Tremble.
Yeah. Oh, nice, and he knows what he's talking about. But the bye week couldn't come sooner.
Right?
We need this. We need this bye week for players like that, for players like Benford, for players like Dane Jackson, for players like Trey White to just let's get prepared now. Week 8. I still don't think you're going to see Trey, by the way, week 8, Mikey. I just don't think so. I think you see him week 9, week 10, somewhere around there. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things. From a defensive side, I thought the young kids held up for the most part. Hamlin had a rough game. I thought Elam played well. He had some ups and downs this game, like a rookie, like we expect.
Yeah.
Dane Jackson was having the same problem. Benford had the same problem. It's a tough group to play against. That's a fantastic offense on the other side there. So they held their own. Our defensive line was up and down all day. I did not like the fact that AJ Epinesa kept taking that really wide turn and giving Mahomes those lanes. So I noticed we saw Shaq Lawson come in, and he pushed the puck and got a sack.
He did.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, so we had 3 sacks on total, 2 from Vaughn, 1 from Shaq. We had 9 QB hits. We hit Mahomes a lot today. And that was one of the keys of the game. Hit Mahomes.
Correct. Get pressure, get him. You may not going to sack Mahomes a lot, but you're going to be able to put pressure on him, get him on the ground, make him hit the dirt a few times, make him feel it. You know what I mean? Make him know that the pressure's there, where he's not just able to do what he wants in the backfield. Even the one play that Von Miller, it wasn't a sack, but I remember Mahomes he just missed it. Phillips just missed it. And then Mahomes was kind of dancing around there, stepped up, and then Von Miller got him. It wasn't a sack.
That was the difference. Last year, he ran away from that.
Right. Exactly. So that was a big deal. And not only that, you got to give credit at that play to the DBs and safeties who were making, because by that much time, somebody would have gotten open by then, usually, right? And that's where Mahomes kills you, right? Gets away from the pressure a little bit and then finds somebody because it took so much time, right? And credit to the DBs on that play. They stood with the receivers. Nobody was open. And Mahomes had it. He pretty much had to go down there at that play. He had nothing left.
The difference between the Bills and the Chiefs, or the Bills and the Raiders, we don't run into each other when we need the big play at the end. Our guys actually,
Yeah. But by the way, if we lose this game, as crazy as it sounds, the Jets would have been in first place.
I know, right? How about the Jets mopping the floor with Green Bay?
I do want to go quick before we continue on the Buffalo Bills talk. There were some upsets today. There really were. Yeah, there were. So Atlanta beat San Francisco. Now, I don't know if that's such an upset, but San Francisco's a better team, in my opinion. And Atlanta beat them 28-14. They beat them pretty good. New England absolutely destroyed Cleveland. Cleveland, what a sorry-ass team at home. I get you don't have your quarterback yet in there, but come on, man. I'm not
sure the quarterback's the only issue there.
I don't think so either. But I'm just saying, like what is going on there? Like
defense.
I get it. The Jets beating Green Bay. Once again, I picked the Jets to lose. They beat Green Bay in Green Bay 27-10. The Green Bay is not good. They are not good. They are not good offensively.
They are not playing up to their potential at all.
They definitely aren't. They look bad this season.
That defense has a lot of really good guys on paper, but they are not. You know what? Know who they remind me of? They very much remind me of like the Colts. The Colts on paper should be killing fools. And they're not.
Yeah. And speaking of the Colts, they barely won today. They came back. They won. I saw that. Kudos to Matt Ryan.
Jacksonville took that one away.
They did. 34-27. Minnesota beat Miami, which was close for a minute. It was close, and then Minnesota kind of pulled away there.
Started with
Bridgewater came
Thompson,
in. Yep.
And then Teddy ended up coming in and finishing the game. But they're not the same without Tua, and I can't believe I have to say that.
I know. They're not. You're right. You're right. But I will say this, though. Hill and Waddle still had huge games. Even though he had 200.
Not to.
Yeah. Bengals barely won. 30-26. They came back on the Saints. Bengals still don't look good because the Saints are not a very good team. Giants beat Baltimore. What is going on? I'll tell you what, Lamar made some big mistakes today in that game. Giants. Giants won.
Good for Dayball and Shane. Good for them.
I know. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it.
They're great on offense, but on defense, that Giants team's good defensively.
Yeah, no, they're stepping up. And they're playing tough for their coach. Yep. And so is Saquon Barkley having a great year so far.
Oh God, Saquon looks like the old Saquon.
He does. Pittsburgh beating Tampa.
How about Mitchie Trubisky?
who came in and played a very good game. Closed it out on third down, like 2 third downs, huge passes, and complete them, and they won the game. That's crazy.
By the way, prayers up for Kenny Pickett. Yeah. By the way, prayers up for Kenny Pickett because he was having a really good game before he got hurt.
Yeah, concussion.
So hopefully he'll be all right.
Yep. Seattle beat Arizona. Arizona's so bad, bro. 19-9. Washington beat Chicago. We already know about that.
Yeah.
And then big game on tonight right now, which is the Cowboys and Eagles. Yep. And then Monday Night Football, Denver Chargers. But man, let's get back to the game, Mikey. So go ahead, Mikey. On the defense side.
So on the defensive side, we talked about Edmonds and Milano. You know, they played for the most part. They played a really solid game. Their coverage. I mean, it's Kelsey. He does that to everybody. It's hard to grade them bad for Kelsey doing Kelsey things.
It is. It is.
It really is. We talked, Jordan Poyer. How I don't think I know we talked about him for briefly, but that guy is just so special. He really is. Like he makes our secondary so much better. So much better.
Oh, look, I didn't even change this. Go ahead, Mikey. I'm sorry. I was talking about
and then our D line. We had 9 QB hits. It was Boogie Basham with 1, which I didn't even see Boogie Basham very much.
Neither did I.
Ed Oliver had 2. He also had a pass deflection, so Ed Oliver showed up today. Daquan Jones had 1. Shaq Lawson had 1. Milano had 2. Von Miller had 2. You know who didn't have any but caused a lot of havoc is Jordan Phillips. That dude is a beast, and I am so glad that he was able to play in this game because he created so much havoc in the pocket. Awesome.
Oh, dude, Phillips is I'm telling you, bro. I love Phillips. And I'm glad for him, too, as well, that he's getting this bye because I still don't think he's right. I still think he played.
He's not.
Yeah. You could tell there was one play. There was one play where he was going after Mahomes, and he totally stopped. You could kind of tell like he wasn't trying to – because he knew he couldn't catch him, but he kind of just totally stopped on it. And that's fine. You could, but I know that he's not 100%. He probably didn't want to push, like, you know what I mean?
That quick twitch that usually causes it. He broke down, and rather than trying to run through him and dive after him, and that's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Thomas comes in and says, "Mikey, Tommy, I think the bend but don't break philosophy the Bills have had for years is great because our offense can score at will. That's the difference." You know what? We talked about it, and you heard about it. If you watched any of the NFL sounds. You heard our coaches on the sideline saying, we don't care about catches. We care, we care about keeping the points off the board. That's all we care about. We'll give up yards. They don't give a crap about that. Keep them out of the end zone. Make them kick field goals. We'll score touchdowns. And outside of, the gift touchdown that we gave them on the missed tackle, they had 1 other touchdown on the day.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
and
like I told you, man.
That is the number 1 ranked offense coming into this week.
Yeah.
And the best red zone offense coming into this
best
week.
Best red zone. Yeah. 20 points, guys, to a number 1 offensive team.
They averaged 36 a game. We held them to 20.
20 points. That's it. I listen, I can't give Frazier enough credit. He frustrates me at times, and so does McDermott.
And a half. Well,
like that. So that and a half, once again. Guys, what are you doing there?
We got to give credit.
Why?
We got to give credit to Bucker for making the 62-yarder.
Yeah,
Most
hell of a
kick.
Make
that.
But he has a leg on him, bro.
Why do we not cover the middle of the field?
We do it all the time. I don't get it. Why don't you just stick with the defense? Why do you have to play
prevent soft zone defense?
Because listen, and they're going quick pass right there on the slant in the middle. Because it's there, and they're going to run up and get 20 yards. I mean, it's like, guys, you can't go all the way. This isn't a Hail Mary. Yeah, this isn't like a 1 second left. I get that then. Fine, go play back. But this happened to us.
I mean, you know what? I will give them credit. At the end of the game, they didn't play the soft zone. They played their normal defense in the last minute. And look what happened. That's what I'm talking. We caused a turnover, so maybe they did learn their lesson after it happened the second time because we did squib it. That's fine. I know you want that pooch. You want that pooch kick. Just outside.
I like the pooch. I like the high kick. Well, they did it. They did it in the second half a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it, but they did it in the second half a lot. And normally we have a very good special teams. So I don't know why we continue to be afraid that teams are going to kick return on us. Just kick it short enough where it hits that 5-yard. 10-yard, whatever.
Make them bring it up.
Make them run a little bit because they're going to have to. They're not going to just kneel the ball to kill the clock so there's no time. They're going to do something, and that's going to take off
even the squid
5
kick,
seconds.
They got it at the 39, I think.
Yeah, that's too much. I think that's too much for
so
the Chiefs.
I understand that.
At the time.
But then that soft zone, we gotta get rid of that. I want to say that they've learned their lesson by how we played at the end of the game.
100% in the third quarter, like mid-third quarters, when we started bringing more pressure,
more teams up front,
more design blitzes. Yeah,
we flopped Von Miller from side to side, so they didn't know where he was coming from too.
Yes.
I saw more of that. Rousseau had a chance for another pick, and he dropped it.
I know.
That was a pick.
But I like putting put your hands up. By the way, I remember we talked about the offensive line with Josh Allen getting passes batted down. Like it's still a thing. Like every time he passes in the middle there for some reason, like it seems like, like on a short, like little route there, it seems like it's always batted back. It's because the offensive line is pushed back. Like they got to do a better job, man. That worries me. The offensive line little worries me. I will be honest with on our team. It's the only thing I will still say that is our weak spot as of right now. It was corner, but I'm good with I think we're fine.
Our young kids are playing their butts off, man.
They're playing phenomenal.
Hamlin had a bad day. But you know what? This is the best offense he's going to see all year, and he played well enough to, I mean, he's still, even with the bad day, Hamlin had 7 solo tackles on the day.
Yeah, and he hits hard, bro. Like he will put the boom on you.
Yeah.
Plays very physical, but
Vaughn.
But yeah, overall, man, I thought Vaughn listen, that everyone wanted to know why you signed him. This is it. And we talked about this, and we said, me and Mikey on Friday Night Lights, and I said, why I feel like this was an important game, not just because, we want to it's the Chiefs and we have to be. It was more for me, at least, I don't know about Mikey, but it was more for me to go, okay, we added all this in the offseason by getting Von Miller. We improved our D-line. And let's be real, it was because of the Chiefs game. That's what we've been building for. And this game, regular season or not, I wanted to see what we brung into town in the offseason was going to play a role against the Chiefs. And it did. It did. Von Miller played a huge role. The defensive line played a big role. They were getting pressure. They were stopping the run that time. Now, some of the runs, I will say, they kind of got us a little bit. But overall, what was their running stats? What was their rushing stats?
Let me grab them real quick.
I don't think it was much. I know they got some bigger plays here and there, but nothing crazy, right? 40 yards maybe?
So they had 68 yards rushing. We had 125.
Yeah, that's fine.
Josh had 318. Mahomes had 319.
Yeah, that's fine. What did Mahomes? How many rushing yards he had out of that 60 something?
Let me go back to
probably
Mahomes.
15.
21. He had 4 for 21. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 9 for 33. Pacheco had 2 for 9.
There you go. Had
McKinnon, who killed us in the divisional game, had 2 carries, 1 yard.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if
Jones.
Yeah. Daquan Jones, that whole Jordan Phillips, that whole line there, and
Settle.
Oliver. Yeah, and listen, if it wasn't for the bad tackling on Juju, especially on that first touchdown, who knows what their score would be. Yeah, appreciate it, Chewy. Like they could have had a lower score, is what I'm saying, because that was a big play. Like we didn't really give up that many like that. It was the Juju play, and then we let Juju too. Yeah. So if you stop that, it might be even, Chiefs might score 14 in that game. I'm just saying, it could have been even more different output. But I definitely feel like we left points off the board tonight. And I felt like and I felt like once again that the Chiefs should have been playing from behind for most of the game because we had ball first. We were driving. We should have had that touchdown first. We actually got very lucky. Not lucky, but it was good defense by Elam at the end there to intercept them because they drove right down the field after that Isaiah McKenzie fumble. And they were about to score a touchdown. We would have been playing from behind, and we weren't. And we winded up going up. So I just felt like, man, we got to start the offense. They got to stop shooting themselves in the foot. They really have to.
We got a super chat. Our boy Sonny.
Yeah, Sonny from Alaska.
It says great win. Vaughn's our closer. He had a hand in the Tron Johnson INT. He pressured Mahomes to rush that pass. Absolutely.
That's right.
He is see, and we talked about this before. We said, what was this game's meaning, and you talked about what your meaning to this game was. Mine was it was a possible tiebreaker for home field advantage. Possible home field advantage tiebreaker. Also, I wanted to see how the D line matched up with Kansas City, because that was one of the biggest problems last year.
Right, right.
Even and if we go back to the mid-season game last year, it was just uncharacteristic KC plays, right? And we ended up winning by 16-17. This was a game that I think is extremely important, but the way it played out. We learned some of the things. We caused some problems. We made Mahomes turn the ball over. This will play better come playoff time. I think it's more important that we won this type of game than if we would have beat them by 2 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, a close game. Yeah, I agree. I could agree with you on that one. A close game where our defense, where Chiefs had the ball last, and we had to prove that our defense has been improved from last season, that they can answer the bell. Right. Yep. And they did. By the way, somebody's coming in. Florence, Milano did better than Vaughn. I think they both played phenomenal. I don't know if one did better than the other.
Milano had a bigger impact on the majority of the game. Vaughn closed the game out.
Yeah, so I'm saying. So I don't know if one did. I have to say they both played.
I put them together. They both had fantastic games.
Yeah, with no Vaughn. So take Vaughn out the game. It could be a totally different game, right?
It is we're going back to last year.
That's
Vaughn
right.
is a difference maker. He closed the game. He got the sack to make him kick the field goal, and then we went down and got the touchdown, and then he got the pressure at the end that caused the bad throw.
Right. Yeah, he was putting up, and he put pressure on him all night. Really, to be honest with you, if you go back and look, like I said, that one play where he had him, lost him, he still stayed on the play. A lot of defenders won't do that.
Thomas, said after the interception, he yelled so loud that my neighbor's dog started barking. That is hilarious.
Yeah. Bro, I lost my voice, dude. I was screaming so loud. I was so many F-bombs.
Tommy, you and your Zappy, dude, is taking over.
Zappy, hey, you got to give him credit. Like I'm not saying he's going to be the next great guy. I'm not saying that at all.
You told him obviously for a late round pick.
Yeah, obviously I'm joking around, but if I'm a Patriots fan, I'm pleased. Like, how can you not be pleased that this third string quarterback is coming in and playing pretty decent? I mean, you can't hate on that. That's all I'm saying. I know it's more about the Patriot defense right now, but this guy's still putting up some yards and he's still throwing the ball and getting some touchdowns. So you got to give a little credit. That's all I was saying about the Zappy thing. And it's obviously funny. But
then just quickly, outside of the defense, our special teams, Tyler Bass was 1 for 1, made all his extra points, so he was money. And Sam Martin had two punts, 54 average. He had 2 for 108. It was a long of 63. You know what, guys? We have a punter. When we need him, he's effective.
Yeah, awesome job. Awesome job punting today. I got to give him credit.
Their
punter, too, punted the hell out of the ball.
God, yeah. Townsend is an all-pro. He was booting balls 60 yards. Flipping.
There was none. I felt so bad for Shakir, by the way, on those punts, because there's really not much he could do. Because if he lets the one go, they're going to down that at like the 2. For sure. Like, it wasn't that bad. It was like he had to field it. He had to, and he's trying to make a play. He didn't fumble, though. He lost the yard, but I didn't hate it. Like I'm like, hey, it's better than being at the 1. I mean, it is what it is. And I thought he did well on punt returns today, by the way.
Adam. Adam. Our defense got it done today. You know what? The defense is the highlight of today. Josh had a really good day. He threw for 300, 3 touchdowns. He was solid. Overall, the offense was solid. Like, the Chiefs are a good team. Like, we touched the ball 3 times in the first half, I think. 4 times in the first half. Like, the first quarter, we each touched the ball 1 time.
You know who's a brilliant guy? Tony Romo. I mean, he called it right in the beginning. It's going to be a low-scoring game.
And not only that, but he's rubbing off on Jim Nantz, because Jim Nantz was picking things up. He's like, right before Jim Nantz called the touchdown.
Oh, the one thing. Yes.
He's like, hey, you got single coverage down here. Like he's picking up things that Tony Romo points out.
He even got the I think it was on Juju. It was the taunting.
Yep.
He's like, oh man, you're getting better.
Those guys are a fantastic commentating team. I actually listened to the commentators because it was Romo and Nance. I can listen to them all day long because you learn stuff listening to Romo.
Sure, you 100%, bro. But Romo's so smart, bro. Like, I honestly would love to see like how he would do coaching. I'll be honest with you, like even as a coordinator, because he just seems to like know like what the defense, like he just sees everything and he's like calling things before they happen. He's a smart dude. It would be really interesting to see if he probably won it because he's getting paid big bucks to do these games. And why would you do that? But you never know.
He's making like $30 million a year to call games. Why would he want to go put in all these extra hours?
Right, exactly. To prove what, you know? But I still think he could do it. He's
absolutely.
Man.
He's so smart.
Yeah.
It says Scott Billsvschiefs comes in and says the first half was rough. It was rough. We scored 10 points in the first half. We scored 14 in the second half. But the second half looked so much better than the first half.
It did.
Because we should have been up 2 scores going into halftime.
That's what I'm saying. The Chiefs should have been playing catch-up ball this whole game. And we just kept doing the same dumb ass mistakes, man.
Letting them hang around.
Bro, we drove down that first drive was perfect in one stupid play. And then also there was another drive where Singletary had a beautiful run, and who was it that held? Way past the play.
It was Davis.
Davis, right? Like, why on there? Why?
So it went from a first down to first and 13, and then it just killed the drive. We had to kick the field goal. Yep, totally killed it. By the way, big miss also by their kicker. That it was super close. Pushed it left.
Yes, and our kicker made his field goal. Thank God, because they were important.
Right down the center.
Yeah, very important. And by the way, great holder. Thank God we got a punter and a holder now. They can do both. Whoa, like this is unbelievable. So,
Thomas Romo did miss that. Nance corrected him on that. Said and he went back and he remembered that he did see it in second in the first half. But the difference was he wasn't motioned in the first half. He just lined up in the backfield and pushed Allen.
Yeah,
that was the difference. That's the first time he's ever seen someone motion in, which tells me he didn't watch the highlights of the San Francisco game last week because that was the first time I've ever seen it.
Yeah, so, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, Tommy, great freaking game, dude.
I am spent, man. I was just screaming, and great gaming. We're gonna listen, guys. Tomorrow we go live once again. We're gonna go live tomorrow at 9 at Mikey. Just a heads up. So tomorrow at 9 we're going live. We're not doing 9:30. We're gonna go back to our normal time because we did 11. It was just too late for you guys. We did 10. It was too late. 9:30. We're just listen. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock on Mondays. We're sticking to it this time. It's staying at 9. So 9 o'clock tomorrow, we're gonna dive more into this because right now I my brain's swirling, and that's why I'm all over the map.
You're just excited.
I have a lot going on, and I'm thinking of every play, and I'm sure I'm missing things that I have to go back and rewatch. That because my mind is only like focused on like some things that are popping in right now. And real quick too before we get off, kudos to not only to the players, we gotta also mention the coaching staff in general. McDermott for going for it on fourth down, once again being aggressive. I didn't mind even when he didn't get it. Yeah.
Couple times.
Kudos to him for that. Kudos for Frazier for adjusting, especially in the second half when things could have got really rough. Because our offense really wasn't on fire today and it could have got bad. And then kudos to Ken Dorsey for also adjusting as the game went on. And I thought it was a team win. It really was a team win. Was it awesome, well played game on both sides of the ball?
No.
Yeah, no. Like we made mistakes tonight. Clearly,
they made mistakes,
and the Chiefs did too. The Chiefs did too. But but ultimately we got the dub. Yeah, we got the dub.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's all that counts. At the end of the day, is a W.
Next week, Tommy, going into the bye week.
We're
going into the bye week 5-1. Going into the bye week 5-1. Leading the NFL.
It's great, man. I did not, and that's another reason why I didn't want to lose this game, because I hate losing off going into bye weeks like on a loss. I hate it, and I would have hated to see the Jets in first, and I'd have to sit there and watch them.
And we'll dive into this tomorrow. Knowing that we're going into the bye week, we won this game. Do you think Trey White comes out and plays after the bye?
No. I told you I don't.
Would you give him one more week?
I give him one more week. I would, because he was out there in practice this week, but he was in a red non-contact jersey. Yep. So he's not going to be practicing in the bye week, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. They don't practice. And then they're going to practice week 8. And even if he starts the practice limited, it's probably going to be limited. And I can't see him not playing that weekend if it's not a full practice for at least 2 days out of the week. And I don't see it that. So I'm going to say week 9.
All right.
Good night, Beth. Yeah. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree. I would like to see him week 9. I wouldn't be surprised to see him split some time to get some rust knocked off of them. However, it's really dependent on how the week goes. I don't think there's any reason to rush him back. We're 5-1 going into the bye, coming out with a home game against the Packers, who haven't looked great. They don't have a daunting secondary. We went 5-1 through the most brutal part of our schedule.
Right. By the way, I did look to see if Panthers were playing McCaffrey today, because I was like, bro, I know they did, but I was thinking, damn, if they didn't, well, there it is. Zach Moss, McCaffrey for first round pick. Like, I honestly was thinking that the whole time, and I looked, I'm like, oh, he played. Okay, so that's not the reason why. Because I thought at first, I'm like,
maybe he played, and then they're brokering a deal right after that game, and Zach Moss part of it, so they deactivated.
Right. I'm just guessing. I could obviously be wrong.
I mean, really, he was taking up a roster spot. He wasn't really all that effective.
I 100% agree.
I enjoyed that. I did. I liked seeing Singletary get 17 carries.
Yes.
20 total touches today. That's what we should be giving him.
Ran hard too, by the way.
He had 100 yards on 20 touches. That's what you want.
100%. What was his average today? 5 yards a carry?
5 yards a carry, and then he had 5.5 in the passing game.
You can't listen. You can't. What more do you want? Like, of course, I would love a dynamic running back, of course. But right now, but right now, that's serviceable. That's good. Yeah. That's fine. I'll take
better
that.
Than serviceable. That's good.
Yeah, it's better than serviceable. You're right. I take that back. That's better than serviceable. That is a good running back.
That's
a good stat.
Undervaluing what Singletary can do for you.
100. Well, not only that, the pass blocking. You saw when James Cook goes in there? Terrible pass blocking. Awful. Go back and look at the film. I'm telling you. He got whiffed so many times, bro. That's just not what he does. He's not built like that. Like Singletary, for a little frame, he really does well in the pass blocking game for Josh. Like, he really does. He did make the one mistake early too. That was another thing. Romo called him out on it. I think he
went to
the wrong gap or something. Yeah. But listen, you're on the road. It is what it is. He even said it. Like, mistakes like that happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nick, McKenzie had a bad game. He had a bad game,
dude. Yeah, and I love McKenzie. So it is what it is. Players every player has a bad game here and there.
Yeah.
So he'll be back. I'm not worried about it. And we're going to talk to you guys tomorrow at 9. Everybody in the chat, Beth, Scott, Nick, Thomas, of course, anybody I'm missing.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all.
Lauren.
I really do. Yep. Anyways, till tomorrow, 9:00, we'll see you. Mikey, any last words before I say the one thing I always say?
Go Bills.
Go Bills. Peace out, guys.